start now. So first of all, on behalf of ITS in Cypher Analytics, I, Praveer Saxena, welcome you all. And I will be host and trainer for you for the next 6 weeks. Okay. And I'll try my level best. Trust me. We have been delivering this training for the last couple of years. And by the grace of God and by the hard work of the participant, these have been very successful programs in the past. And we'll try to make the same thing as well. Okay. Just only one thing is expected from you people. Be regular in the classes, and whatever task is given to you, do that. Okay, because it's demanding. It's not like that because it's a 6-week training program. Of course, a lot of things are going to be covered in this, and until you do the hard work, trust me, nothing is going to be achieved. Nothing is going to achieve. Means it will be 6 weeks or 7 weeks with us, but more than that, whatever we did in a 6 and 7 week, you have to repeat and repeat to get a proper hands-on knowledge. Means so that you never look at the code and you would start typing like a professional programmer. Okay, and that thing come with the practice only. Okay, so let's start with what will be our agenda of discussion and what is going to happen here. Okay, so let's start. So how do we start? What will be the our flow of the training program? So we'll start with first thing that will be our Python programming. Okay, the first thing that we're going to discuss with is a Python programming. We'll start with the Python programming because to become successful in the machine learning engineering, you need 3 things. Remember, you need 3 things. You should have a knowledge of 3 things. What is that? One, any one a programming language of your choice. One programming language you need. Okay, any programming language. It can be a Python. Okay, it can be R, or it can be MATLAB. Okay, but Python is becoming more popular. There are different reasons that we will discuss at that time. Okay, but you can use Python, you can use R, you can use MATLAB, but Python is prospering like anything. So one programming knowledge is required. Second thing that is expected from the learners or everything is basic mathematics knowledge is required. Okay, it's very much mandatory. If you think you're arts people or a commerce people, you will be able to do the machine learning. It's very tough because you need differentiation. Okay, you need to understand what is the slope. You need to understand what is the gradient. Okay, because lots of mathematics is involved in this. So basic mathematics, at least basic mathematics knowledge is required. If you don't know even differentiation, don't worry. I'll try to explain in a manner that if you don't know the differentiation, even you will be able to understand. Okay, but we will be understanding every nitty-gritty of every machine learning algorithm that we are going to discuss. And 10 primary thing that is required your basic statistics. Okay, not detailed, but at least basic statistics means at least you are comfortable with the terms like what is mean, okay, what is the mode, okay, or what is median, means such kind of things. What has been the distribution? If you people are aware of the same, that's good. If you even don't know, don't worry. I'll assume that you don't know anything of these. Okay, and even you don't know even thing, that will be good for me, trust me, because I will be covering straight away from the sketch, because we have received of the several people that, sir, I don't know anything about the Python programming, please start cover from the scratch. Don't worry, I'm not changing for anyone, but I start from beginning only. I assume that you know zero about the programming. That will be my way of teaching only. Okay, and you're free to ask any question that we will go through the course, right? And it will be highly interactive. It would be not be like that on 50 minutes, 55 minutes, I will be speaking, then I will give you 5 minutes to ask a question. No, it will be like this. I am speaking and I will ask you questions. You will ask me questions. Okay. It will be live interactive session. It will not be like 50 minutes I will be covering and I'll give you the time. Last 5 minutes you have, now you ask the question. No, it will not be like that. Okay. It will be interactive session, means I will be delivering the content and you will be asking me the questions. Okay. So these 3 things are required primary. So if you know the programming language, Python, R, and MATLAB, very, very good. If you don't know, very, very good, even better. Okay. Basic mathematics knowledge. Okay. I think only addition and subtraction, if you know, don't worry. I'll make it to that level that you're able to understand every machine learning algorithm that we are going to discuss. Basic math statistics, if you know, very good. If you don't know, I'll teach you how to do that. Okay. So we'll start with the first Python programming, and we will be devoting a decent amount of time to the Python programming. Okay, but we will not say that we will cover entire Python programming. Nobody can say I know entire Python programming even. Okay, because what happens, every programming language is a different path available. You learn the Python basics, you learn the Python core concept, then you choose which domain you want to make your career on accordingly. For example, few people make their career in the data science, right? So they will choose the path, learning the basics and the core concepts of the Python. They will take a path of data science. Okay, so we'll deal with that. Some people, after learning the core concept of the Python, they move their path towards web development. Okay, after learning the again core language, some people move towards the cyber security. Okay, some people move to the game development. So it depends actually. It entirely depends which path you are going to take from. And accordingly, you will study that domain. And our path will be this path. Python programming, core Python programming, we're going to discuss. Then we will take this path, the data science path. Okay, we are not going to discuss about web development or the cyber security or the game development. So if somebody says I know the complete Python programming, trust me, is the biggest fool, because there are different domains which are emerging. Even this thing I mentioned, even there is the networking. If you are aware of the computer, if you are computer science people, you may be heard about the networking. Okay, even your Python is using the networking as well. Even different domains are there where the Python is involved. Okay, so people are working, even people are working on the operating system design. They're trying to develop their operating system with the help of Python only. So there are different paths which are available, and we will be taking the path on the Python programming with the data science. Okay. Once the core concept of the Python programming will be done, the core concept, we will take our first small step towards the machine learning. That will be your NumPy. That is known as numeric Python. Okay, we'll start with numeric Python. So the first thing will be that numeric Python, because why it is required. Sometime being a machine learning engineer, you may have to work on, example, image data. It is nothing but an array of pixels, right? You may have to work with videos, okay, or you may have to work with audio. So you may have to deal with the arrays there. Okay, so Python, how to deal with the arrays with the Python, that we will discuss in the NumPy section, known as numeric Python. Okay, similarly, after dealing with the numeric Python, we will deal with pandas library. Pandas, which is basically Python's analysis library. You can say data analysis library. And maximum time you will be spending in the pandas only. When we will enter into the machine learning, maximum time you are going to spend with the pandas only. Starting from the pandas, you will be working in the pandas only. Even we will build our machine learning model with the help of pandas only. Okay, it's a huge library data analysis. Even you trust me, if you are not don't want to become a data scientist, you want to become a data analyst now. Even people demand that you should have the knowledge of the pandas to solve the problems. What kind of problems? Data analysis problems. What kind of problem? For example, a complete data set is given to you, which is having 10,000 rows or 50,000 rows or something like that. Your boss says, please give me the trend. Okay, which month I have the maximum sales? Okay, which city is giving me maximum customers? Something like that. Okay, who is my top customer? Who is my bottom customer? What has been my revenue last year? What is my year-over-year growth? What is my month-over-month growth? All such kind of analysis you can do with the help of pandas data analysis library. Okay, so even if you don't know machine learning, you know the pandas only, you can make your career in the data analysis as well. So it's a huge library and one of my favorite as well. And you will also love once you start working with the pandas data analysis library. After working the data analysis library, we will move towards data visualization part. Okay, data visualization, why it is actually needed. Why it is needed. Here, what we will do actually, suppose somebody gave me a data set. Data set can be anything. Okay, it may be some census data which is available to me of a particular location, or it may be any other data, your organization data. Okay, or I'm having a, for example, a center which is selling the cars, and they give me last 10 years data, and they ask me please build a machine learning model so that somebody comes as a for the inquiry of the car, I can feed this information in my model and it can predict, okay, what are the chances that person will buy the car, something like that. So that particular data set will have various columns available. It may have 10 columns, 20 columns, 50 columns, 60 columns. The maximum I have worked on, I'll be honest, around 97 columns in one data set. Okay, but all the 97 data set, 97 columns are not of your use, are not of your use. So now it's your duty. Now it's your duty to analyze among those columns which are available to you, which are meaningful for you. Means those column, identify those column which will help you in building your better machine learning model. Okay, which will help you out in building better machine learning model. What you will do, you will find the relationship between different columns. You will find out the relationship between output and each input column. Okay, output and each input column, what is the relationship? What is the relationship that we are getting? Suppose you are getting a relationship which is nothing but a constant, like something like that. Suppose there is a column known as C1, okay, and there is your output. And doesn't matter what is the value of C1. Suppose value of C1 is 1, I'm getting still 5. Okay, value of C1 is 2, I'm still getting 5. Value of 5. Value of C2 is suppose 2.5, I'm still getting 5. Okay, value of C is suppose 10, I'm still getting 5. Okay, what is C1? C1 is my input column, or Y is my output column. So you can immediately guess, okay, the C1 value, when it is changing, even it is not affecting my output at all. It's not making any difference, right? It's not making any difference. Do you think it will make any impact in my machine learning model? Or what we can say, this Y is nothing but independent of C1, right? Everyone, please tell me. This Y, can we call it as an independent of the C1 if this is the behavior,
Yes, sir, we can.
right? So should we take such kind of columns in our machine learning model? No, because we are not dependent on something. That means how it will help us out in building machine learning model. Okay, so every sort of that analysis we have to do. What is the relationship between my output column and my individual input columns? Okay, or between my even between my two individual columns. Suppose this is not y1, this is suppose another column c2, right? And it is also like this is c1, this is c2, this is 1, this is also 1, this is 2, this is also 2, this is 2.5, this is suppose again 2.5, and this is 10 again, this is 10. Okay, now see what is happening. Both columns C1 and C2 are communicating exactly same information, right? Exactly, both are communicating same information. So there is no point in taking one extra column. No point in taking, because both are communicating same column. So you have to analyze this thing. Okay, if there is some column, means there are several columns, out of which few columns are there which are communicating the same information. So it's a good practice not to pick those columns, because they are communicating the same information. Unnecessary, you are making your machine learning model complex, which is not a good thing. Which is not a good thing. So you will identify what is the relationship between those columns, C1 and C2. Are they communicating the same information? What is the correlation between them? If you heard about the word correlation, okay, what is the correlation between them? What is the variance? These kind of parameters, okay, how the result is coming, is the linear relationship or the non-linear relationship? All these things we are going to identify with the help of data visualization very easily. Okay, we'll plot a graph example between y and c, example y and c, and my graph is coming a linearly increasing function, something like that. So I can analyze, okay, whenever by this will increase, my output should be increased. So accordingly, there are different machine learning model, and every machine learning model doesn't fit every condition. It's being a machine learning engineer or data scientist, my duty to identify which machine learning model will fit here. Not every machine learning model can be fit. So it's my duty to identify the relationship between columns. Okay, which columns are needed, which columns are not needed. The relationship between input and output. All these things we will do with the help of data visualization. Even suppose why the visualization required. Even these things I can analyze with the help of some numeric computation. But human tendency is that the thing we see visually actually we retains in our brain for a longer time. At the same time, you build a machine learning model, right? You are presenting it to the client. Of course, you are going to work in an organization or you are working as a freelancer for some company. You give a machine learning project to him. You say, sir, this is my machine learning model. He will ask you why you have picked this model, the reason, the how will you explain? By your visuals this time. Sir, please see, this is the relationship. Okay. Or suppose there's a column you have dropped. He will ask you why you have dropped this column. Why you are not using this column in machine learning model. So you say, sir, please see the graph. This particular column is not impacting my output in any manner whatsoever. Okay, this is not impacting my output in any manner, so there is no point of keeping this thing. So these particular things you will do with the help of data visualization, and it should be very strong part of you, these two special things. Okay, so suppose you did data visualization. After that, what you will do, you will do data pre-processing. Okay, after that we will do data pre-processing. Okay, we have analyzed our data, we have done visualization, we have done, okay, we have find out which column is important, which column is not important. Now we will do some kind of data pre-processing. It includes several things. Actually, it includes several things. What are the example different example? My machine learning models actually understand only numbers. ML models understand only numbers, because this is machine learning, right? So machine is learning and machine understand only numbers, right? But in real-time scenario, you may have a text column available, like a column is there where is mentioned like male and female. Okay, but how will machine recognize what is male, what is female? So we need to convert these things into numeric data. Okay, we need to convert these things into numeric data, because machine will not be able to recognize what do you mean by male and what do you mean by a female. Not at all. It is able to understand. It's my duty to make machine understand What does it mean? So we may adopt different thing. Example, we may do something like that. Whenever the male will come, I will represent it by 0, and wherever the female will come, I will represent it by 1. So smartly, I'm able to convert my text into numeric data. Now my machine can understand. Okay, so if you understand, okay, what is the relationship? Whenever 0 will come, some output is coming. Whenever 1 is come, some output is coming. Right? So 0 in 1, you have to do this. This is one kind of data preprocessing. One means only one technique in the data preprocessing. Similarly, what will happen? You have some different kind of relationship. Okay, you just saw the pattern and you find out that okay, that relationship between input and output is not linear. It is not coming linear. Example, let me come here and let me take this pen. Okay, and suppose the relationship between my y and x is coming this way, right? Something this, which is not linear, right? So what you have to do? Only x will not work. Suppose there is one simple machine learning model that is given to you in which there is only one parameter. I'm just taking an example. Okay, only there is one parameter. Okay, and what we try to do, we actually try to find a equation actually between y and x. We try to find out a relationship between y and x, example, which can describe my behavior between y and x. Example, I predicted initially that y is equal to x equation is coming, right? If this is my machine learning model, then my machine learning model will give me this kind of equation, something straight line, a straight line like this. Okay, although it bent it here, but it will be straight line, so passing from the origin, something like this. Will it meet my requirement, everyone? The actual relationship is this, but I predicted what? Y should be equal to X. So is it meeting my requirement, everyone? Tell me. This is my actual relationship, but I predicted my machine learning model. Okay, the relationship is this one. Please tell me, will it meet my requirement if I use Y is equal to X?
Yes, sir.
No, it won't meet my requirement, right? Because actual relationship is what? This one. And what your model predicted? This one. Tell me, if I make it Y is equal to 2X, will it meet my requirement?
No.
Right. Again, not meet the requirement. That time, what you need? You need actually, this relationship is a non-linear relationship. And actually the relationship you need is what? This time y is equal to x square. Right, everyone?
Yes.
Do you need x square? So what do you need? Sometime you need to generate polynomial terms of input. Okay, polynomial terms of x. Sometime even this is not sufficient. You may have to pick a line like this. Suppose something like this. Okay, means relationship between x and y, something like this. So you have to make this trend, but your x is given only. Okay, so what you have to generate? X square is giving me this kind of shape. Okay, there may be a term like x plus x square, which is fitting your relationship between output and input. So what you need from your only one input is given, you need to generate that input, okay, as well as polynomial term. Even sometimes this is not sufficient, you need further terms like x cube. Right, this is what? This is nothing but your data pre-processing. Again, you are generating new terms, means you're generating from x square as well, your x cube as well. And sometimes suppose two inputs are given, so even inputs are given, suppose x1 and x2. Let me take it this way, just a second, everyone. Clear. Suppose sometimes it is given like this. Okay, two inputs are given, x1 and x2. Okay, and sometimes your output model will be needing something like that, 3 times x1 plus 4 times x square. Okay, or x to the power 2, you can call it this, right? Or x to the power 2. Sometimes this kind of equation will be required from you, right? Or sometimes you may be requiring something like this. Your output is nothing but x2 minus x1, x2 minus 4x1. Okay, or some column you have to, new columns you have to generate, which are like this, x square minus 4x1, something like that. So all these things, okay, which can make your model work perfectly, will come under what? Data pre-processing. Okay, simple examples I've shown. One, converting your numbers to, converting your text to numbers. One simple example. Even you will get an image. Image will be what? Nothing but a number of array of pixels only. So you may have to work on those because machine understand numbers only. You may have to generate new I can say new inputs from the existing inputs. You want to generate new variables or new features or new attributes you may have to generate. All this thing that we do will in the data pre-processing only. Similarly, what mandatory thing that you need to do in the machine learning model is there should be no missing values. Okay, there should be no missing values in mean. What is the missing value? Suppose there's a column C1 or gender. Okay, in which first row there is male, fine. Second row there is female. Okay, again in third row, suppose there is male. But what happened in the fourth row? Whenever the person was entering the data somewhere, he forget to enter something and it remained blank, which would be treated as null example. Okay, means it missed the entry this one. This is what null. And in machine learning model, if you are going to build, this null is not allowed or missing values is not allowed. Okay, so when you are building your machine learning model, two are mandatory things. Means you should have numbers only. You should not have text. So you need to convert your text data into numeric data. Second, it should not have any missing values available like null, which is available. Other entries are there, suppose male, female, everything is there. But in one row, somehow some data is missed. So it should not be there. Your machine learning model don't allow this. Okay, so you have to deal with this null. What to be done? Either this row should be removed or it should be substituted with something else. Or it should be substituted with something else. All this thing we do in with missing value treatment. Similarly, there is outlier treatment. Outlier treatment. What do you mean by outlier? Okay, see, the values which are away from the normal trend are known as outliers. The values which are away from the normal trends are your outliers. And if you're using outliers to build your machine learning model, trust me, your model is not going to be good. Example, okay? You're working in an organization where there are 30 employees, okay? 30 employees are there. Out of which your 29 people are withdrawing salary, between say 50 to 60,000, okay? 50 to 60K. But one person, he may be anyone, he's withdrawing 20 lakhs per month. Okay, your 29 people out of 30 are employing the salary 50 to 60,000 per month. Okay, and rest of only one person who is available, he's withdrawing 20 lakhs per month. If I ask you, please tell me what is the average salary in your organization? Average salary in your organization. How will you calculate, everyone? In organization. Tell me, how will you calculate? Average salary in organization. Should we include him? If we will include him, what will happen? Do you think we will get the correct result? Average salary should be, when it is 29 people, their salary is between 50 and 60K, right? And because of only one people, your result will be disturbed a lot, right or wrong, everyone? Tell me, will you get the exact picture of your average salary in this organization?
No.
Right? It will be highly inaccurate result. Highly inaccurate result that you will be getting. And this is what? This is nothing but outlier. This is your outlier because he's different from your trend. Your trend is between 50 and 60K. One person is withdrawing 20 lakhs per month. If you're trying to include him, of course, your results are going to be very much different and that will not reflect the true picture. So anything, anywhere, if you have an outlier available, right, you should deal with it properly. Better remove them. It's better. Okay. If you're including in the machine learning model, of course, your result is going to be very, 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 very bad. But of course, please see the trend. Okay, if there is one outlier or the two outliers or there are a huge number of outliers, okay, if there are a huge number of outliers, you have to deal with them properly. You have to deal with them properly means if many people are having the same thing, that means it is part of the trend. So you have to smartly deal with that. In that case, suppose your 20 people are having 50 to 60K, 20 people are having between 20 lakhs to 30 lakhs. So what you can do? You can do clusters that now. One cluster of the people between 50 to 60K, one cluster of the people between 20 lakhs to 30 lakhs per annum. Okay, in such scenarios, every scenario will be different. In every scenario, to make your smart decision. And here your domain expertise come into the picture. Okay, here your domain expertise come to the picture. What should I deal with that? And that things actually come with experience only. That things will come with the experience only. What should I substitute here? Right. So once I've done with the data pre-processing, now it will be time for machine learning algorithms. Okay, and if you ask me, if you give me the task, okay, build a machine learning algorithm, trust me, what do you think, how much time I will spend on the building machine learning algorithm? Barely 5 minutes. 5 minutes, that 2, I am taking a long time. Maximum time I will spend in this task. What? Data analysis, data visualization, data pre-processing. Okay, so my 70 to 80% of the entire time of building a machine learning model, I will be spending here only. The better my data is, trust me, better my data is, better my machine learning model will become. Okay, so more time I spend on the data pre-processing, data analyzing, and everything. Trust me, better my data is. My data is my asset. Okay, so my data is better. Trust me, or my data is clean, data is proper. My machine learning model is going to give me good result. But if I'm in hurry like an amateur, I'm building my machine learning model and I'm not spending time properly on the data pre-processing, data visualization, my machine learning model will be built, of course, but not that accurate. If you people are heard about the Kaggle, there's a competition which happens in the Kaggle every often, right? And in the Kaggle, on the same data set, somebody achieves 65% accuracy, 70% accuracy, and there are people who achieve 100% accuracy as even. How they do? They are building the same machine learning algorithm. Like example, I'm taking a machine learning algorithm, random forest. So same person who is involved, who is having 60% accuracy is also using random forest. The person who is having 100% accuracy is also using random forest. But what he is doing, he spend a huge amount of time in the data pre-processing, in selecting the features properly, in choosing the features properly. What combination should I use? Okay, which columns are better, or which combination of the columns will work in that better? They achieve 100% result that. So maximum time that you should spend in the data pre-processing, data visualization. Okay, understand your trends very well, and then accordingly pre-process your data. The better you spend your time in this, building machine learning model with the help of coding is a time of barely one line you have to use, import that machine learning model. Okay, then create an instance and that fit, done. Your machine learning model will be built. That is small, but depends on data. If your data is huge, it may take the time to fit. That's a different issue. But writing only 3 lines or 4 lines of code you have to write. Not even lines, small, even half of a line code you have to write for building machine learning model. But main time it takes in this one, data pre-processing. And that before that, spend huge amount of time data visualization. Okay. So once it is done, we will deal with our machine learning algorithms. Okay. And what we will do, we will study our machine learning algorithm, different machine learning algorithm we're going to discuss in this. We are going to discuss linear regression, and every mathematics, why it's working, why this works. Okay, everything linear regression. We're going to work logistic regression. We're going to work with naive Bayes algorithm. We're going to work with KNN, k nearest neighbor algorithm. Okay, we're going to work with random forest. We're going to work with the gradient boosting. We are going to work with ADA boosting, different algorithms we are going to discuss. We are going to work with ensemble. Actually, these are part of ensemble learning and decision tree. Yeah, of course. So different machine learning algorithm, linear regression, logistic regression, naive Bayes, KNN, random forest, gradient boosting, decision tree we are going to discuss. And we are going to discuss why, in which scenario, which algorithm should be used. In which scenario, which algorithm. So we will start with the theory of every algorithm. What is the working, what the mathematics behind this means, how this algorithm has been involved, what mathematics involved. We will do the theoretical analysis. And after the theoretical analysis, we will do this implementation on the coding. Okay, so you can sometime you want to match a theoretical result with the practical result. Of course, you can do that. If you know the theory well, of course, you can do changes, and this that has helped in the past as well. Several people who have done the training, they have done good research papers in the different reputation. Means they have been doing SCA and Scopus. They have been doing, even PhD scholars from the IITs have joined our training in the past, and they have been doing well. Because what they do, simple. If you understand the core concept very well, it's very easy to learn. There's nothing in the machine learning, but you spend the time. If you think in 6 weeks you will be master, no, you cannot become a master. 6 weeks of learning from here, and post that, at least 2 months of hard work from your end of practice. Whatever is being done, take a data set from somewhere, I will do the practice. Take a data set from somewhere, I will do the practice. Data set from somewhere, do the practice. And after 3 to 4 months, you can say, I know very well. Okay, I know very well. Because if you see anybody's course, like your upgrade, it's 1 year course completely for the data science only, 1 year, for which they are charging nearly 4.84 lakhs. Okay, whether you go to the great learning, it is also a 10 months course. Again, they're charging 5 lakhs for the same course, 10 months. But mostly those are self-paced. Okay, but I prefer live training, and trust me, whatever I'm mentioning, I will not leave even a single thing, not even a single thing. Whatever I will discuss, it's my assurance. I will not leave even a single thing uncovered, right? And I'll start after this. Suppose you build your machine learning model. Okay, we studied the machine learning model, we implemented that. This time will be for performance matrices. Okay, you build a machine learning model, but how will you come to know how my machine learning model is behaving? How will you come to know? For that purpose, you will have matrices. Like you people may be doing the research, and they're everywhere. There are matrices involved. For example, very common matrix that everyone can understand. Doesn't matter he's a BTech student or a MTech or a PhD scholar or a faculty member. Even accuracy. Everyone knows what is accuracy. Let us take an example, right? Because suppose somebody hired me. Okay, I nearly 2 years back, I am machine learning model for a very renowned organization of Germany, and they give me a project on the same, and it was a retail store of them. Okay, and they just wanted to know, okay, when their sales will rise. Means actually what was happening for the last 4 years, they were continuously having dip in their sales. There was huge organization and it was dipping continuously. They asked me to first of all predict the trend. What is the root cause analysis of my sales getting dipped? What was the reason behind that? So I did data visualization for the same purpose. And then they wanted to know, okay, prepare an algorithm, something like that. Whenever a customer visits, okay, what is the probability that he will visit again? Or what offers I should give him, depending upon his past history trends. He has come to my shop. Okay. Now, earlier he was coming regularly, and now he's coming very often. What may be the reason? What has been the trend? What product he bought him? And I gave him the simple scenarios actually. What was happening? Their website, they were the organization that I'm talking about basically deal with the health supplements. Okay. It was a department store which deal with the health supplement. So main problem of that was that the traffic on their website was very huge. People were coming regularly to their website, even old customers. They have all the data available on their sheets available. Okay, it was there. So what problem was that the products that they were buying, most of the time, those persons who are coming to the website, they were looking for some particular products, and they used to sell huge amount of sale were available on the whey protein. If you people are health conscious, you may be heard about the whey protein. There is actually nature of the protein which is available, and most of the people are coming to buy that only, but unfortunately they several time it happened, it was out of stock, and because of which those customers who are regular coming to their website stopped coming to there. Okay, and it was everything visible. That person visited on this particular site, he clicked on this particular link. Okay, and what was the status available? So but actually that data was too huge, so it was difficult for them to analyze. It was a data set of around 3 years, and every minute transaction data was there. It was difficult for them to analyze, but they asked me to give it me, okay, what is the trend given? So sometimes you have to build a machine learning model in which somebody will feed your inputs. Okay, will feed your input. Okay, this is the input, this is the input, this is the input, and tell me what will be the output. Okay, also let me take a simple example. In India, suppose somebody hired me for a car showroom. Okay, where regular people come to inquire about the cars. Based on the past history, they ask you to build a machine learning model. You build a machine learning model, deploy there on their machine. When somebody comes for the visit, he just enters, okay, what is your name? What is your location? What is your age? What is your salary? Okay, something like that. Or how many cars you are having as per, and we entered something. And my machine learning model is giving me some prediction that person will buy a car or not. Now, suppose my machine learning model predicted that out of the 100, all 100 will buy the car. This is my prediction of my machine learning model. Okay, all 100 will buy the car. This is prediction. But actually, out of this, only 70% people buy the car. Actually, it's this 70% people buy the car. Okay, so what is the accuracy of my machine learning model? Only 70%. Only 70%. This is what one of the performance matrices. Okay, they are different. The different organization, different depending upon the different algorithm. There may be mean square error algorithm. Mean square error as a metric available. Mean square error. Okay, this can be also one of the measurement of the metric. Measurement of the metric means, suppose what, by my machine learning model, I predicted that the stock price of Apple when the market will open tomorrow will be suppose $109. This is my prediction. Okay, but actual when the machine learning when the market opened, it came around $101. Okay, $101. So how much is the error in between? For that purpose, we'll use mean square error, or different errors are there. Mean square error, mean absolute error, root mean square error. So to judge a model, how my model is behaving, we will use performance matrices. Different performance matrices will be there depending upon what kind of problem you are solving. You're solving a classification problem or you're solving a regression problem. Don't worry about the classification and regression. These are very, very simple terms. I'll explain you everything, right? Once you are done, okay, suppose you get an accuracy of 70%. Okay, of course, it is not a good accuracy. Suppose this is not a good accuracy. So what you will do, you will try to tune your machine learning model. Okay, that we call it as hyperparameter tuning. Hyperparameter tuning. We will change, we will try to check our parameters. Suppose a machine learning model is a different parameters. Okay, different parameters are there. So I will try to check my machine learning model for different values of a parameter. Okay, for parameter, this parameter is equal to 10, what will be my accuracy? For this parameter is equal to 20, what will be my accuracy? For this parameter to be 30, what is my accuracy? And whichever is giving me best accuracy, I will choose that parameter. Okay, so what I will try to achieve, maximize my result. That is a better term. I will try to maximize my results or maximize my outcome of my machine learning model by using what? Hyperparameter tuning. So I will tune my parameters and will check for which parameter my machine learning model is performing best. For which parameter my machine learning model is best. That is nothing but hyperparameter tuning. And once we are done with that, we will work on, even not with that, we are going to work with the machine learning projects, but that's a different thing. We start working on the projects from this way only, not from here, from here, from Pandas. Okay, straight away from this, you will start working on the project. So immediately, I'll explain you something in the class and I'll give you the work to do as well. Okay, means this is the data set. Please do the analysis. Please, this is the data set. Do the analysis. So even whatever machine learning algorithm we are going to build here, okay, whatever it is, same analysis you are going to do with the help of, first of all, Pandas, and those analysis with the help of your data visualization. So that when task of machine learning model is required, I told you, building a machine learning model is a matter of 5 to 10 minutes. Daily 3 to 4 lines of code is required. Maximum time, how will you be spending? You will be spending in this thing. Data pre-processing, data visualization, data pandas, data analytics, right? So you will be start working on the thing from here. So from here onwards, I'll give you the data sets. Okay, till this point, I'll give you simple sheets to solve the problem, but this will not be the problem like do the program of like a multiplication of this, addition of this, factorial of this. No, it will be something tricky. It will be some tricky kind of thing which will open your brain to think about the logical thinking, how I can solve these problems. Okay, so those problems will be given in the programming, but main thing will be given to you from this end. You start working on the thing this way. Okay, start working on this, and trust me, if you are able to solve by the end of the internship 10 tasks yourself, you can feel confident and start working on the complex projects as well. Okay, and this will be your flow. This will be a flow. We'll start with programming language, and that will be Python. We'll start with the Python. Then we will, oh no, yeah, that is the basic thing that is required to start with the Python programming. Then we will deal with the NumPy. Then we will deal with Pandas library. Then with the data visualization. Okay, for data visualization, we will be studying Matplotlib and Seaborn library. We're going to discuss these. After that, we are going to discuss data pre-processing, how we will deal with that. Then we're going to build with study different machine learning algorithms, okay, and how study every theory, every mathematics behind them. Then we are going to implement those, okay. Then we will study different performance matrices. What are the different metrics? Means how to judge my machine learning model, how it is behaving, and we will try to improve its performance even using hyperparameter tuning. And then, of course, not then I should say, we'll work on the machine learning projects as well. Okay, this will be our flow. And so far as Python is concerned, there are two ways you can use. You should make your system ready. Let me tell you how to do that. One way, you can simply type Python download example, but I don't recommend this way. You can go to the python.org. If you're new to the Python that I'm telling you, okay, everyone, you can download Python 3.10.4, but you can install in the system, you can start working. But problem with that, when you will come to Pandas library or the NumPy you will be needing, okay, or machine learning, you have to separately install different machine learning libraries. Unfortunately, okay, separately you have to install that. So I won't advise you go this path. Don't choose this path. Okay, if you don't download this Python individually, you can download the Python as a standalone, and after that you can again install different libraries. So, but that every time you have to install new library, new library, new library. So better than that, choose any IDE. IDE means integrated development environment. Choose an IDE. I'll recommend you choose an IDE. Sorry. Choose and IDE. IDE means integrated development environment. Okay, there are different IDEs are available. Spider is there. Okay, PyCharm is there, and Jupyter is there. But I'll advise you best, which I prefer also using. I'll advise you go to the Google. Okay, just a second. Google and just type Anaconda Navigator individual edition. Okay, just go to the website Anaconda Navigator. Just type Anaconda Navigator individual edition. It's free of cost, right? Because we are using individual edition. Okay, and you can go there, Anaconda distribution, and you can click on download for Windows. Okay, for Windows, it's having Python 3.9, 64-bit graphic installer. You have to just download it. Once it is downloaded, you have to just follow the default instruction, next, 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 next. It will be installed. Okay, immediately will be installed. What is the advantage of using this? First of all, Python will be there, of course. Python is there, Nation 3.9. Beside the Python, it has most of the machine learning libraries or Pandas library, your NumPy library, your Seaborn, your Matplotlib, your machine learning library, scikit-learn, right? Most of the things are inbuilt there. So you don't have to separately install them. First thing, because it is what integrated, right? So several things are integrated and it's make for what? Your development purpose. You can build an end-to-end project here. It's integrated development environment, right? So it has different things integrated inside. So most of the machine learning library that you require will be available here. But ensure that you have minimum 4 GB RAM system. If you are having less than that, trust me, you're going to face the trouble. Okay, you are going to face the trouble. Your system will freeze or it will have a trouble. Honestly speaking, even earlier my system had a 8 GB RAM. I faced some trouble. Okay, so it's bit demanding, especially in the machine learning part will not be required in the future. If you are going to make a career in the deep learning, at that time it will be required. Honestly speaking, you need to have a high-end system. If you don't have a high-end system, don't worry, I'll tell you the alternate solution for the same as well. Alternate solution is there. If you don't have a high-end system, don't worry at all. If you have even 2 GB RAM system, don't worry, it will work. And better than what you will perform in your system. What is that? If you don't have a high-end system, don't worry, just go to the Google. I think you people may be aware of the same. If you don't worry, just type Google Colab. Okay, just type Google Colab. It's free of cost. Don't worry. Its paid version is also there, but you can use free version. And trust me, in free you will get 12 GB RAM. 12 GB RAM, right? So if you're having a low end system, don't worry. Just go to the Google Colab and just click on example new notebook. I'll explain you how it is going to work, how we can mine your Google Drive here. Okay, so you will get everything here. You will get everything, and you can work here. And you can type your code here. You can execute your code here. And let me show you. If I click on connect here. It's connecting, actually it's allocating some resources to me. Let it connect, initializing, connect, right? If I hover over it, can you see everyone? What is the requirement or what is the specification that is showing to me right now? Can you see how much RAM it has given to me? Please observe. I'm just zooming it. If you can see, I think it is not. Let me zoom it. Can you see everyone now? See, please. Connected to Python 3 Google Compute Engine backend. How much RAM it is allocating to me? 12.68 GB. Can you observe? And how much is the secondary space it is giving to me? 107.72 GB. So this much space is freely available to you. If you have a low-end system, don't panic. Don't rush that. I have a now several times people complain to me, sir, I don't have a high-end system. So I'm telling you, this is the better solution. Even nowadays, I am having my system 16 GB of RAM, I'm having SSD, I'm having Core i5, everything I am. Even when I'm learning on the deep learning projects, right? I take the help of this Google Colab only because it has also GPU option available, which is way faster than your CPUs and everything. It has an option of GPU as well. I'll tell you how to enable that GPU option as well. Okay, and see what file it has right now. Untitled 20.ip via NB, right? And now see, if I go here in the system and type Anaconda Navigator that we just example clicked and installed. Let me click on the same. Okay, this is the icon. Just click here. And once you will click it, let me open it. Let me open it. Yeah. It may take a time sometime. Don't worry. Just see loading application, loading environment. Now it has been open. Okay, and different things are available. We have a Jupyter notebook that actually we are going to work on. This is the Jupyter notebook we need, but you have, I told you about the IDE. So you have another IDE available here known as, if you see, Spider. Spider is there, and you can launch it if you want to launch. You have PyCharm here as well, which is available, right? And the better advantage of using, I told you IDE is that, first of all, most of the libraries will already be there. Okay, easy debugging. Very easily you can debug your code with the help of IDEs. Third, auto completion. Third thing is that sometimes you don't have to type your complete code. You are, suppose there is some command and you're just typing .p. If you will press the tab, it will automatically complete your command. So that feature is available in the IDEs, means auto completion of the code. I'll tell you that, don't worry, auto completion of the code. So we will be working on Jupyter Notebook. So what you have to do, you have to just click on launch. It will launch your Jupyter Notebook. But if you're having a low end system, trust me, when I had my 8 GB RAM system, I never see this window. I never saw this window. It never opened for me because I told you it's resource hungry, right? In that case, what you have to do, don't worry, just come here, just search icon, just type Jupyter Notebook. Okay, and try to launch from here. Don't worry. If Anaconda Navigator is not opening for you, don't problem. Just close it. Anaconda, yes, I don't want to use it right now. Just come here and just type Jupyter Notebook. Okay, and just click on the same. The moment I'll click it, it will create a local server, okay, running on my system whose address is given localhost 8880, and it will open in my browser window. Okay, so once I click on the Jupyter Notebook, a local server will be created on my system, and that will be opening over here, right? So local server is running. So suppose in your system, sometime people told me, sir, my system, this window is not popping up. So don't worry. When you will run your Jupyter Notebook, you will see this window. Okay, if you, even this browser is not opening, you will see this window. Don't worry, just copy, it is mentioned, copy and paste one of these URL. Just copy any of these URL like this. Just copy this and open it like a website in your browser. It will open your Jupyter Notebook, the way the page we are seeing this way. Okay, in your case, somehow you are not able to open this page that we are seeing right now. Don't worry, this black window will open. Let me do once again. Let me click on one thing, quick. Okay, close it. Again, let me close it. Let me reopen this. See, Jupyter Notebook. A server will be, local server will be created on my system. See, it is open. So I want to come to this window, which is open right now. Okay, I want to come to this window. In case you are not able to come, I told you, you will see this window, and don't close this window, everyone, right? Until you are working. Until you are working, don't close this window. Just copy this, what you are seeing, and paste in your URL. You will come to the same page that you are seeing here. Okay, same page. And that is the main purpose to come here. Once you are here, okay, you want to start working, just go to this new section where my mouse is hovering. If you can observe everyone, new. Okay, just click on the new and click on Python 3. Okay, Python 3 is showing interactive Python kernel. Just click on Python 3 and see, it is mentioning when I'm hovering over it, a tooltip is appearing. See, create a new notebook with Python 3. Let me zoom inside a little bit. Yeah, if now you can see, please see. Everyone. Create a new notebook with Python 3. So just click on the same. Sometime it may take a time. Don't worry. It may take a time. That depends actually. If sometime it is not open, don't worry. Just again try to refresh if it is not coming, or try to relaunch the server. It happens sometimes. I told you it is a resource hungry thing, right? It's a resource hungry thing. So you don't have to worry if it is not opening. If it's staying a long time, don't worry. Just close it again. Okay. Again, try to launch it. Even in that case, doesn't work. Stop it and go back and relaunch again. Okay. Even if they're not work, because I told you it is a resource hungry. Sometime it will happen that you will be clicking on 15 times, 20 times, it is not opening. So sometime it is a resource hungry. In that case, this is the beauty. You don't have to worry about the resources because Google is working for you. Okay, they're highly talented people who are sitting behind the servers to maintain that you don't feel any issue, you don't feel any lag. Okay, so that thing is available. Just click on the icon, it is working, ready to work. Okay, it's still not opening, don't worry. Again, come here and let me again quit, no problem. And let me close it once again. Okay, and let me try to launch once again. It may happen sometime. I told you it may be happening because it's a resource hungry, right? You click on Python 3. And can you see everyone? Now it opened. right? So sometime it will happen. It may not open at the initial launch. So don't worry, don't panic that it is not opening for me. Just close it, go back and come again because it's a resource hungry, as I told you as well. Okay, it's a resource hungry, and this is your Jupyter notebook. What you are seeing right now, whatever you are seeing right now is a Jupyter notebook, and this is the cell where you will write your code. Okay, you want new cells, you can write. Just for example, I want to create new cells below this. You just press B. Clicking this, you will see a blue arrow here. Just press B. New cells will be created. You want the cells above this, just click on the same, press A. A means above, B means below, like this. Okay, so new cells will keep growing here. Here you can type your code. And what is this file? See, if I click on the same, you can give your name. And what is the extension of these files? The notebook that we are creating are known as IPYNB, Interactive Python Notebook Files. These are interactive Python notebook files. So suppose I'm giving the name first sample. Okay, first sample, just click on rename. This is what your first sample file, or you can do one thing, file, save as, and here you can type again, whatever it is, first sample dot IPYNB, but it is not needed. Automatically it will be taken as a IPYNB file only. Interactive Python notebook, what you are seeing here, like this, dot IPYNB files. Okay, interactive Python notebook. So same thing, what you are seeing here in my system, same thing is available here also in Google Colab. Okay, exactly same thing is visible here in the Google Colab, right? So it's your choice what you want to work on, depending upon your system. Although it is not needed, you can just close it, cancel. Okay, so these will be cells where we will be writing our code. These are the cells where we'll be writing our Python code. Example, very simple example. Suppose I want to simply write in Python a hello world program. Okay, hello world program. Those who are not who are new to the programming language, any programming, you are going to study, see what is easiest thing in the Python. If I have to just print on the screen a hello world or whatever I want to write, I have to just use a function known as print function. Okay, I have to put a parenthesis, and within the parenthesis, what I want to print. Just that I have to pass. What I want to print. I want to print a hello world, which is a string, okay, or which is a text. So text in Python will be treated as a single quote within the single quote or in the double quote. So suppose I'm using a double quote. You can use any one and just type hello world. Okay, no need of importing any library whatsoever. No need of importing any library whatsoever, nothing at all. Just this line is sufficient to print my hello world. And how can I print? Okay, whenever you doing this, ensure that this block that you are seeing here, okay, should be at the code. Should be at the code. We have other options as well that we will discuss. That's markdown, raw and we convert, and heading. But remember, these treat this cell as a text cell. Okay, as a text, not as a code. Not as a code, right? So remember that if you want to use a code, ensure that it's selected as a code section. Otherwise, these three are for text. I'll tell you what is the purpose of the same. What is the purpose of markdown? But these are just to make this cell to be a text cell. For example, let me click on the same. See, it has become the text cell now, right? Let me show you an example. Suppose I just use this hello world, something like this. I just type hello, right? And make it a code. Let me try to execute it. Let's see what happens. Immediately I'll get an error because it is not a code. It is not a code. I simply text I have written. Let me execute this. See, I'm getting an error. Name hello is not defined, right? Name hello is not defined. But suppose somehow I want to give a heading example like this. Hi, welcome to first Python class. Okay, just as a notebook text, right? No code at all. If I execute in a code section, again, I'll get an error. See, invalid syntax, what you are saying. But I want this as a text. What I can do, I can click on markdown. These all are for what? These all are for text purposes. Little bit different is there. I'll tell you what. Markdown, and let me click execute. See, now no problem. No error is there. No error is there at all. No problem. So now I can work as a text. It's a text, right? So you have to ensure that when you are writing your code, means you want to execute your code, this cell is selected as a code only, not as markdown, not as RB convert, not as a heading. Everything has a different purpose altogether. Okay, so I can type my code. Example, I just use print. Okay, and I want to type here hello world. So I am typing inside what? A text. So text will be passed like this, hello world. right? Within the double quotes or a single quotes. Okay, this is a function, print function, inbuilt function of the Python. Within that, whatever you want to print, just pass that. Okay, I just pass that because it's a string, so string has to be passed this way only. So let me execute it. How we'll execute? Just click on the run. There are other shortcuts as well. I'll tell you that. Don't worry. Just click on run and see it has been printed without importing any library at all. This is that easy. This is that easy. Just that you have to be ensured that it is case sensitive. That is the only thing that you have to keep in mind. Okay, it's a case sensitive thing. Other than that, don't worry about it. It's very, very, very simple thing. And same thing, see, I can do here. This is a cell. It is asking you want a code cell or you want a text cell. What kind of, see, I'm hovering over it. It's mentioning insert code cell below. Okay, it is saying insert add text cell. What do you want? I want print. I want to print what? Hello world. Same thing I'm writing here. Exactly same thing. Print hello world. Just click on execute. Okay, just click on execute. See, hello world. Same thing, result I'm getting. So don't worry if you don't have a high-end system, your Google Colab will be your savior. Okay, I'll also tell you tomorrow how to mount our Google Drive on this. Means you can keep your data onto the Google Drive, because what happens right now, the way we are learning right now, our data is saved in a temporary folder, which is available here. And when we are working in this is right now, we have not taken a specified membership of the Google Colab. Means we have not purchased any license. Okay, so that I can get a, I should say, dedicated resources for me. We are working in a shared environment right now. Okay, the moment I will close this file and I keep at some data here, the data will be gone. So what is the better way? Keep it in somewhere in your Google Drive. That is the better way. I'll put my data in my Google Drive, because my Google Drive data is there. It will be safe. So my inputs will be coming from Google Drive. It will stay there. My data will go to the Google Drive. It will stay there. No problem. Okay, so that we can do. I'll tell you how to man my Google Drive on the Google app, so that whenever I'm sorry, saying something. Okay, fine. So don't worry about that, but it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Colab is very, very awesome thing. Don't worry about the resources at all. Even I told you, you have a GPU option as well. I'll tell you how to enable GPU as well. Okay, because GPUs are way faster than your conventional CPUs, way faster. Okay, and you must be seeing that in your PlayStations and Xboxes, which uses GPUs only for the gaming purpose. Okay, so those are very, very awesome things which are available. So GPUs are available there. So when you want to work on the deep learning algorithms, you can take the help of GPUs. So both the things you can work on, and just ensure that when you're using that, you want to use a code, ensure that your code cell is selected the way it is. Okay, it should be code if you want to use as a code as well. Okay, other three things like this and this are for the text purpose only. These are for the text, but somehow suppose you want in one particular cell your text as well and your code as well, that you can also do. Okay, so of course if you want text and code both together in one cell only, okay, for of course these three sections should not be selected. You should select only code. For that purpose actually we use comments. Okay, we use comments. What is the comment? Means something like this. Suppose I'm writing this is how do we put a comment? Single line comment I'm putting by hash, just a hash symbol I'm mentioning here. This is our first Python program, right? This is a simple text, and this is what code which is available here. So when I will execute, actually what will happen, understand, I'm writing a code here which is a high level language, right? Which is a high level language because we are human understand this. The language which human understand, we call them as a high level language, right? We treat humans treat ourselves as a top level of the hierarchy. So we are calling it as a high level because we are able to understand, right? Not machine understand only ones and zeros. So you need some translators. You need some translators actually to convert my high level language into machine level language, which machine can understand. Machine can understand only ones and zeros, only numbers they can understand. So you need translators for the same purpose. I've written my code here in the simple high level language. Machine will understand my low level language or machine level language, right? For the same purpose, we require what? Translators. We require translators to convert high level language into machine level language. Okay, and you must be hearing about very common used translators are what? Compilers and interpreters. Okay, two very commonly used translators are what? compilers and interpreters. Python is the interpreted language, but don't worry about compiler and interpreter. I'll tell you from everything. I told you, I'll assume that you know zero about the programming. Start from everything. What is a compiler? What is the interpreter? For now, understand what it does. It translates the high level language into the machine level language, which your machine actually understands. Which your machine understands. So for that purpose, comparison interpreters are used. Okay. And when I'm using a comment, actually what it is saying, it is telling your translator, okay, you don't need to convert into the machine level language. It's a simple comment. You don't need to convert into the machine level language. It's just a comment. Okay. So see, I've written here a comment. I've written here my code. Also, I've written here my code. So anything after this comment will be treated as a comment only. Anything after the hash will be treated as a comment only. Even I can type after this comment, no problem. Like, hope it's fine. So within the same cell, I'm having my text, which is treated as a comment right now. And I'm having my code as well. Okay. So if I run this, no problem. These lines will be ignored by my translators, specifically for the Python interpreters. Okay, they will be ignored by my translators. Only this will be converted into the machine level language and will be executed. Only this will be converted to the machine level language and will be executed. So if I execute this once again, I'll again get a hello world. I'll again get a hello world. Fine, everyone. So please tell me in today's session, if anybody is having any doubt, please, you can ask me now. I'll advise, please get your systems ready. If you have already installed, that's very good. If you don't have installed, please install it by today itself. Or if you are having a low-end system, you don't want to install it, Content Navigator, no problem at all. You can use your Google Colab. I'll tell you how to use that. Don't worry about that. In today's session, what will be our flow of our machine learning internship? Okay, what things we are going to discuss in that? Okay, if any doubt anybody is having, please ask me now. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. Others, please. Anyone? Any doubt anyone is having? If it is okay, so can I end for the day, everyone? Yeah, you will have recordings. You will have recording. Every day you will have recordings. Don't worry. Okay, every day you will be having either today itself or tomorrow morning maximum by actually after this I also have a class of data analysis, so it may be possible that same day you won't get, but next day morning you will 100% get the recordings. You will get the recording of each session, but I'll advise you actually one thing. There is one drawback of the recordings. Let me end this recording. Stop recording.